Hello and welcome to Brandon Smith Rugby. Round 4 of the Guinness Six Nations is done and dusted. And so it is time for my dream team, my team of the round. Who fits in? Who are the best performers from the weekend? As always, if you're new here, do hit the subscribe button down below. It's free to do and helps grow the channel. And as always, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments on my team. Who do you put in? I read every comment and try to reply to as many of them as I can. So I'll be interacting with you in the comments. Right. Let's get into my team. So starting with fullback, our fullback has got to be Max Malins. England won fantastically well against the French, 23 points to 20. And Max Malins starting on only his 6th cap for England at fullback. Elliot Daly dropped to the bench. France would, of course, before the game would have been targeting him, and they certainly did target him with the high ball, but he was a safe pair of hands throughout. Defensively, really impressed me. Very comfortable to get involved in the tackle. The Bristol Bears player really impressed me on the day. Going forward showed a lot as well, and his kicking game was very much on point. A brilliant display for him. It'll be interesting to see if Eddie Jones keeps him at 15 for Ireland next week. Heading on to the wing, we stick with England. Anthony Watson goes in on the wing, 50th cap for him and a try to celebrate, and a massive win as well for him. Let's take a look at some of his stats from this game. So 1 try scored, 76 meters made, 8 carries and 4 broken tackles showed that he was very much eager to get involved. He had one moment in the game where he had a brilliant mazy run, beating a couple of Frenchmen, and he really put in a great performance on his 50th cap. Congratulations, Anthony, on your 50th cap, and congratulations to England fans. And congratulations to Anthony for getting in my team. Let's see if he cares. So into the centres, and we're going to go to a Frenchman. Yes, France lost, but I thought France played very well, and this player came back into the team after being out for a while with injury. Virimi Vakatawa is into my team. The Fijian-born centre is an absolute powerhouse, isn't he? And his offloading game is up there with some of the best in the world. At the end of the day, he is from Fiji. He played some brilliant rugby throughout the game, again, got involved defensively. And also, what I was really impressed by him was the way he took the ball to line, but knew when to release the pass. Something which some players for France have been criticised in the past for trying to be too selfish, maybe, and too eager to go alone. But here, he really knew when to release the pass, when to take it into contact. Did the simple things well, and so Virimi Vakatawa is in the team for me. Second centre in this team is an Irishman. It is Robbie Henshaw into the team. I've been very impressed with him during the course of this Six Nations. Him and Ringrose have really impressed me. Sad news today, though. Ringrose is ruled out for that England game. That's going to be a challenge for Ireland, isn't it? But let's focus on Robbie Henshaw. Again, let's have a look at his stats from this game. So he scored a try. Of course, it was a very lucky try, you could say, but he took his opportunity. 56 meters made, 15 carries and 1 broken tackle. Shows that maybe in this game he was given a little bit more of a license to have ball in hand and try a few different things. Usually we see Ringrose being the more attacking, but he certainly got involved a lot more, and he's really pushing himself to be in contention for the 12 shirts for the Lions. Let's head on to the wing then, and although this team got absolutely hammered on the weekend, I still think this player deserves a mention in my team. It is Monty Iona. I didn't feel like anyone else in the number 11 shirt impressed me all that much, and although the game for the Italians was very poor, his try was brilliant. And knowing the awareness was there, knowing the space was there, and executing that kick was really impressive. It's not only that reason I'll put him in the team, his performances over the games so far for Italy. He's been one of the shining lights alongside Stephen Varney. You can see his stats on your screen now from the past few games that he's been involved in. He has been the shining light for Italy. It's an interesting debate on Italy, isn't it, about them in the Six Nations. I did do an in-depth video on them, link in the I button above and also in the description down below. Do give that one a watch. Let's move on to the halfback pairing. These two players I thought had a brilliant weekend of rugby, and I was struggling at 10 actually on who to go for, Mathieu Jalibert or Johnny Sexton. In the end, Irish fans, you'll be happy to know I went with Johnny Sexton. A lot of pressure on him for that penalty kick, and actually when he kicked that kick, it didn't look like it was going in, but it swerved in, didn't it? But what really impressed me with Sexton this week was his kicking game. He knew that Scotland were going to struggle under the high ball, and my word, did they struggle. But he executed his kicks perfectly, making them competitive and contestable at every single time. He also kicked them into the right areas of the pitch, something that Scotland, I don't think, did all that well at all. He put Ireland into the right areas of the pitch, into areas where they would be able to attack, be under less pressure, and really just dominate with their pack. Into the final back of the team, and it can only be one man. It's got to be Antoine Dupont. Once again, he's been in my team every single time he's played. He's been absolutely brilliant. He's the best scrum half in the world. Took his try really well in the first minute of the game, and you thought at that point you were worrying for England, and you thought France were probably going to go and do it. But Antoine Dupont, what a player this guy is. He just seems to be so comfortable with ball in hand. He's such a leader now, speaks so clearly, speaks to the media very well as well, which absolutely does help the team for sure. And just the way that he dictates the game. If Dupont plays well, France play well. Dupont doesn't play well, which doesn't happen often. France don't play so well. He loves to get involved physically as well, puts in a few decent tackles everywhere. And in this game, I thought he was brilliant once again. So we've reached the halfway stage. We've gone through our backs. If you have enjoyed so far and you haven't yet done so, do hit that subscribe button. It's free to do and helps to grow the channel. And of course, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's head to the forwards then. So starting with the front row, first of all, for me, it's got to be Wyn Jones. This man has been one of the form players for Wales in this year's competition. Wales' scrum and line-out had looked shaky over the last few weeks, but it now seems to have settled a lot more. But it's not that really impressed me about Wyn Jones. It's more of his play around the field. The way that he loves to get ball in hand, his ability at the breakdown to turn the ball over is something massive. And his impact in the driving maul was brilliant throughout this game. So Wyn Jones is the first forward into the team for me. Alongside him, we're going to stick with Wales. We have got Ken Owens. It's not every day a hooker scores 2 tries in a game, is it? So Ken Owens is into the team for me. The Scotsman has come under a lot of criticism over the past couple of years. And in my opinion, as a Welshman, probably rightly so. He's not been playing that great, but over the course of this tournament, he's really pushed himself back into Lions contention. He's so good around the park, and to get 2 tries in this game was massive, showing Wales his dominance physically in this match. Again, he's very experienced, so he's a natural leader, and the line-out has improved so much. I still have nightmares about the line-out, so Scotland fans, I know how you feel, but fair play to Ken Owens. Really turned up in this year's Six Nations, and 2 tries for a hooker. You just can't simply ignore that, can you? Let's finish off the front row then with Tag Furlong, and if you're going to step two backs like that as a prop, like Shane Williams in his prime, you're in my team. I don't care. You're getting in my team. But again, his all-round play around the park was brilliant. And also his power at the scrum and just the way that he affects the line-out so much. Even in his position, you may not think he has that much of an impact, but he certainly does. He's involved with the jumpers and he's into the team for me for the way that he just managed to disrupt that Scotland flow so much. We're going to stick with an Irishman, and we have got Ian Henderson in the team. Once again, the Scottish line-out, yes, it's poor from Scotland, but you've got to give credit to Ireland. He managed to disrupt that line-out on so many occasions. I think they stole about 6 line-outs in the end. He's building a nice partnership with Ryan as well, and the Ulsterman's ability around the park is really impressing me. He's recently, of course, signed a long-time deal with Ulster. He's a really interesting player. Is he in Lions contention? It'll be interesting to see. And I think this Six Nations, if the Lions tour does go ahead this year, is really a dress rehearsal. It is really auditions for these players who want to be involved. And Gatland would have been watching him very closely on Sunday. Next player then in the number 5 jersey is Maro Itoje, someone who has come for a lot of criticism over the past 3 rounds, and rightly so for his discipline. But in this game, he's playing on the edge, but he got it right. And of course, he got a brilliant try at the end, which 100% is a try. At the time, while I was doing a live watch along here on the channel, my initial reaction was no try, but having watched it back a couple of times, I've got to admit, it certainly was a try. He's an absolute menace, isn't he, for scrum halves, and he was targeting Dupont, and Dupont, although played very, very well and is in my team, he didn't have as much impact as he would have wanted. He just loves to charge down, Itoje does, and as well, he gets involved physically, putting in a heck of a lot of shift, gets his body into awkward positions, slows the ball down at the breakdown. He's certainly got to go in the team for me. 3 players to go then. That's 3, not that. That's 3. 3 players to go then. And first of all, we've got to put in the back row. We've got to put in Tag Burn. Wow, what a performance from this guy. Probably the performance of the weekend, in my opinion. Let's have a look at some of his stats. So he scored 1 try, 38 metres made, 6 carries. And that is just for going forward. Defensively, though, is an absolute shift. Defensively, then, he put in 4 tackles, 100% tackle success rate, having missed 0, 2 turnovers, 1, and also the 1 line-out steal. Something, again, spoken about it already. Scotland's line-out was a shambles, but he was very much integral in that, and the guy is really pushing for that Lions shirt, isn't he? 2 players to go then. Justin Tipuric is in at 7. This guy, again, as a lot of these players in this list, have come under for a lot of criticism over the past few years, and rightly so, but he's really working himself back to his peak. Again, looking at his stats here, I'm so impressed. Played 18 minutes, 5 carries, 23 meters made. But defensively, have a listen to this. 19 tackles, 0 missed, 100% tackle success rate against a team that we dominated so much. And although Italy had some time in the second half to really be so focused and so determined to get those tackles in, even when we'd got the bonus point before halftime, I was very impressed by him. I'd like to see him in a more attacking sense for Wales, but he seems to be fitting into this Pivac style really well, and in this role seems to be flourishing. So, Tipper, please don't stop doing that. I'd say then the final player in my team has got to be CJ Stander. What a performance once again. An absolute powerhouse who just peels off the back of the scrum, and scrum halves and little scrawny fly halves are really shitting themselves when he comes flying at them. South African-born Irish number 8 is incredible. He's been doing it for a couple of years now and really gave Ireland that quick ball, that ability to get over the breakdown. And in that opening 10 minutes or so, they were scarily getting over the breakdown for Scotland. It's going to be a really interesting battle, the physical battle between them and England next week at the EV. So there we go. That is my dream team from round 4 of the Six Nations. As always, do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. Lots of exciting things coming to the channel very, very soon that you guys can get involved more in. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Stay safe, guys. Lots of videos coming up over the next few days in the build-up to Super Saturday. So be sure to be subscribed for that. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace.